right, on today's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our smart contracts project. Let's have a look at what we're going to be going over today. And today we're going to be going over some math operations. So let's dive right in. Now, math is used to perform calculations in Python and Viper, and it is used to perform calculations in our smart contracts. We can perform basic math operations in Python like this. So you can see my number, which is a variable, it's going to store the value 5. My float, which is a variable, is going to store the value 3.14. Then we're going to say my sum equals my number plus my float. What we're doing is we're taking these two variables and we're adding them together and we're storing them in this variable here of my sum. Now, instead of using the numbers directly, we're just going to use the variables, and we should get the value of 8.14. That's going to get stored in this value here of my sum, or this variable of my sum. Now, we can also perform other math operations in Python like this. So we're going to say my difference equals my number, take away my float. So basically, we're taking away 5 with 3.14 from 5, and we're storing it in this variable here of my difference. And that should give us a value of 1.86 inside of our my difference variable. Next, we'll do multiplication. We can say my product equals my number times my float. So we're saying 5 times 3.14, and we're going to store that value in a variable of my product, and that should be 15.7. And we can do the same for division. Say my quotient is going to equal my number divided by my float. So we're saying 5 divided by 3.14, and we're going to store the value of 1.59 inside of the variable my quotient. And we can use the same math operations in Viper like this. Basically, it's the same exact premise and function. We just add the types to the equation. So my number, which is going to be a UN256, and we have my float, which is going to be a decimal. And you can see here my sum is going to be a decimal also, because after we add 5 plus 3.14, we're going to have 8.14, which is a decimal. So the variable my sum is going to be a decimal, and that's how we write it out. Basically, that's the same exact way we're going to do Python and Viper. Like I said, we're just adding the types to the equation, but it's the same exact operation and the same function. And we can also do math operations on integers directly. So we can say something like my number equals 5 plus 5. That'll give us 10. And in Viper, we say my number, which is a UN256, equals 5 plus 5. And that'll give us 10 also. So like I said, it's the same exact operation, the same premise, but just using the actual types inside of Viper. And in Python, we don't have to. And you can see we can actually add the variables, or we can add the integers themselves in both locations. Now, that's basically some simple math. Now, when we come back on tomorrow, we're going to be going over some more advanced math in Python and Viper, so look out for that. But of course, I will keep you posted every step of the way. For now, it's the Python Poppy. You guys stay Gucci.